Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic start to the week and thank you for requesting that over on Patreon and an energetic start to the live stream. So let me get you guys up on screen to see who's in the live chat room tonight. And in there we have Lynn and Stan and Beverly and Beth and Renee, Kevin, Jennifer, Leanne, Shawnee Key, Suzanne, Constantia in the house, Selena, Lauren and Carl, Beth, Neil moderating in there as well, Joni and Mike and Shawnee Key again. So hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight and also for hitting that thumbs up as you come through the door. If you could do that, that'd be great. Let's get everything on screen really early this live stream because sometimes I forget to do it and yeah. It's a bit of a nightmare keeping up with all the buttons that I'm clicking, so let's get them done very early on. We are at 95 likes so far, so thank you everyone for hitting that so far in the live stream, but also beforehand, if you can hit that thumbs up. Let's get a spike of the likes early on, and while I mention spiking the likes, quick mention of Orlando who donated before we went live again. Thank you for that, Orlando, and it was for $2, and the message was, spike the likes, I kicked it off. With lots of thumbs up. So we usually have a plug of the mug when Orlando donates, so tonight you might be able to see it in screen. We have not a plug of the mug but a plug of the glass. So this is the Wings of Pegasus pint glass and I've just got water in there, straight H2O for tonight, and it's not even on the rocks. I should have maybe put some ice in there because here in the UK again it is super hot today and tonight, and I think it's probably still about 24, 25 degrees Celsius. Earlier today it was 33, so definitely very warm for here in the UK, hence t-shirts and just trying to stay as cool as possible. And yeah, no ice today, could have done with some of that. But thank you everyone for joining me on these live streams and the moderators who go through the live chat room. You'll see their names popping through there. We've got Carla just about to go through and their names are in blue. They have a wrench next to their names as you can see, so thank you guys for doing such a great job. Lynn's just popped through there as well, and you will see Neil in there and Laurie. So we have a full house of moderators tonight. Everyone say a big hello to the moderators. Just thank you for doing such a great job and keeping that live chat room such a great place to be and such a community spirit in there as always. So let's get the names of my patrons up on screen as well. This is something that always happens throughout the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday because they make everything possible on the channel, the analysis videos, the live streams, the under the spotlights. Any ideas that I have that I do on this channel is because of these people at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are, and thank you for all of your support. We have had a few extra patrons coming in over the last week as well, so hello new patrons, thank you for joining me over there, and I will just click on the Patreon website link so you guys can see the site, and you guys will know if you are a patron over there that when you do join up I send you a message. And this is the great thing about Patreon, is there's that open message and open dialogue that I can have with you guys over there, and I do check them every day and every evening, so I will reply to your messages over there within 24 hours. And just while I'm thinking about messages, something that I did write as an update over on Patreon last night is that I have had a bit of a rush on emails recently. And just to let you guys know that when you are emailing, if you have done in the past, if it's maybe 1 or 2 emails, I can keep up with everybody emailing me and just read through it, and generally I'll have to reply quite quickly to them, and I can't write a really long reply unfortunately because of the amount of emails that I do get. But when people start to send multiple emails very quickly, I can't keep up with that because I've got too many emails to get through. So just a quick heads up that if you send lots of emails over a very short period of time, I'm not going to be able to not only reply to them but probably read them. So just maybe 1 or 2 or 3 at a push is fine for me to be able to get through on a daily basis, but when it starts getting more than that, it's very difficult for me to keep up. So that's something that I did post on Patreon last night, just to let you guys know that if you have emailed me a lot of emails recently over a short space of time and you're not getting replies to every single email, it's just because I'm very busy responding to everybody individually, just one at a time, rather than, obviously, if a lot of people sent me like 50 emails and then I had to reply or try and give some kind of notification that I'd read all of those and reply to them, then I would never get it done on a daily basis. And I think a lot of you guys have noticed how the subscriber count has really increased recently. We're up to 180,000 subscribers, which is amazing, and thank you guys for subscribing, hitting the notification bell. But obviously, with the increase in subscribers and just people watching the videos, obviously there's more comments and there are more emails as well. So it's still just me doing everything, so that's why it's a bit of a challenge keeping up, because there are more emails and messages coming through, but it's still just me doing it. So I don't have a team that I get to answer emails for me. So this is why it takes me quite a long time on a day-to-day basis. As I usually say in these live streams, I'm just spending all my time keeping up with everything. And at the moment I am keeping up. It's just when I do have a bit of a rush on emails where maybe one or two people email me lots and lots of times over a short space of time, I'm talking about just hours rather than a few days, then it really does make it difficult for me to keep up. So just to throw that out there at the beginning of this live stream so that everybody's got a lay of the land. But tonight in the live stream, we're going to be doing our pick roulette that we reached the goal for last week. So look out for that later on. There have been a couple of donations in the PayPal window as well, guys. Thank you for those. And let me just get the tab up on screen so you guys can see the percentage split. With the super chat donations, YouTube take 35 to 45%, and with the PayPal donations, that's 3 to 5% that PayPal take, and that's just like a transaction fee kind of thing. So thank you for the donations over on PayPal. Let's jump straight into just a couple of those. I believe at the moment Sue has donated £20. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is: having another family celebration / dinner, so I will try to make it for the roulette spin and to post. I agree. Rock with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Sue. A very kind donation. And let me just scroll up because Renee has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Renee. And the message is for a new photo shoot fund with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Renee. And this is probably in relation to the fact that Stephanie over at Teespring, or spring.com as I think it's now called, emailed me about ideas for merchandise, that kind of thing. And one of the ideas was posters. So I replied to her, and I've still got to do another reply. I know that she's been chasing up, or she sent me a chase up email earlier today that I haven't replied to yet. Again, just getting through the emails. But with the images for posters, I had a look through and I said that I'd let her know, or maybe send over some pictures from some previous photo shoots that I've had. But there's one particular image that Laura said was a popular one, but the only problem with that is it comes from a larger image where I've zoomed into a small portion of the image, which is just me. But in the original image, there's a lot of people in there and it's a very wide shot. So it means that the image of just me is very low resolution because I'm zooming in. But there might be a way to upscale the image quality. So don't worry too much about a new photo shoot. I mean, if I did a new photo shoot, I'd have to find time to do a photo shoot because at the moment my days are just jam-packed with keeping up with everything. So I would have to try and find 3 or 4 or 5 hours in order to go and do that one day. I don't know when I'd be able to do it. But in terms of a photo shoot fund, it might be the case that if there is some software that I can upscale images through, then it might be a software fund in order to buy it, depending on how much it costs. And I know that over on Patreon, it might have been Patrick, I can't remember, but I did get a message saying about upscaling software, how you can do that with an image that is low resolution, and it might be possible. I know that there is another picture that's in the running in order to maybe make a poster out of, and I think that one is a little bit more of a high resolution image in terms of I don't have to zoom into it. It was just a picture of me quite close in. So that might be possible. I've just got to find the pictures on a hard drive somewhere, and as you guys know, I have so many hard drives that are just full of analysis videos and everything to do with, photo shoots, high-res images, editing software, but also editing effects and plugins. And I've got so many hard drives. I've just got to find the one that has my photo shoots on there. So I will probably spend, where are we now? Wednesday. So, oh no, we're Tuesday today. Wednesday is going to be an analysis video, so I can't do it Wednesday. So I might be able to do that on Thursday, try and have a look through or find all of my hard drives and find the images that I'm thinking of, the ones that are going to be high res, but also look into the upscaling software. So I will look into that, and it might be the case that, if I can purchase that software, then it means I can still do everything in-house and just edit it. And I know that it is going to be possible to it might be Patrick that messaged me, but then maybe send the pictures over to do it through somebody else and then get them sent back. Obviously, it's going to be quicker and more efficient if I just can do it myself, because then I can just sit down and do it on an admin day, for example. But we will see. I will definitely get into that. It's just that because Renee mentioned that photo shoot fund, I'm saying where I am in terms of organising that for the posters that I did mention over on Patreon last night. So thank you for that, Renee. And I know that there has been another donation, so let me just scroll up because Lucy has donated £6. Thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, let's scroll down here. Howdy, Phil. Fellow wingers and new wingers, spike the likes with a thumbs up. So, Phil, how does it feel to be an international star? Smiley face for the assistant fund to handle your overflowing mailbox so you can begin touring with some rock horns of heart and peace. So, thank you for that, Lucy. And I don't think I'm quite an international star. I know that my videos are being watched internationally, which is great, but I'll just keep on going. And I think at the moment, in Maidenhead and pretty much I think in England, it's fine. I don't think there are a lot of subscribers from England. Maybe 70 to 80% is from other countries, so there might be about 20% that are from the UK, but they're spread all over the place because I've sent CDs off to Scotland and Manchester, Liverpool, and nowhere really close to Maidenhead yet, and also Wales. So I am sending off CDs to people that are watching the channel and then checking out my music, and wingsofpegasus.com/music if you want to head over there to check out any of that stuff. But I know that, people do tune in from the UK, but it's not really local to me at the moment. So I think there are a lot of people in the USA and Canada as well. I'm trying to think of other places. The thing is about these live streams especially, I know that the analysis videos, obviously because they're more offline, people can just tap into those whenever they want to. So I think there are a lot of countries around Europe, like Spain, also Brazil. I get a lot of comments from people who do say that English isn't their first language, but they are in Brazil. So luckily I can say obrigado to them because I speak a little bit of, it's Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese that they speak, but French as well, or France I should say. I do speak a little bit of French from school. I did Spanish at school as well, so I can kind of respond to that a little bit. But then other places like Germany and Italy and other European countries, I don't speak all of the languages, so I just have to say thanks in my native tongue. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. And for that donation for the assistant fund, we'll have to see what happens with that. This is the thing that a lot of the emails and questions are very specific to my knowledge base. So people are asking about guitars and tones and amps and all that kind of stuff. So getting an assistant, it might have to be someone who has a background in music or guitars or knows maybe a little bit about playing and about equipment and that kind of stuff, because those generally tend to be the emails that come in and take the longest time to answer, because if they are detailed questions, obviously you can't just say yes or no or thanks or whatever to those kind of emails. So yeah, it takes a little bit longer. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. And let's scroll up because another one's come in from Steve, and Steve has donated £5. Thank you for that, Steve. And the message is: what genre of songs would select a ceramic pickup for versus a humbucker? I love the sound of ceramics on bluesy rock songs. So thank you for that, Steve. And again, this is one of those things that could go on for a very long time discussing pickups, but as I've mentioned before on the live streams about the tone of your guitar, just being dependent on electric guitar on your pickups, and pretty much that's going to be what you go to in order to try and mold your sound however you want to have it. For example, on my Fender Strat, the 87 Strat that I've got, I don't know if it's actually in the background. Let me move my head over to the side. Oh yeah, there you can see it just in the background there with the beige type strap on it. So that is my Fender Strat, the 87 Strat that I just mentioned, and on that I've got a twin blade dual blade pickup. So it means that it's like having a humbucker in a single coil position. So that's what I've got there. Seymour Duncan, by the way, if you want to know the make and manufacturer. But that is something that I installed in order to get a heavier tone and heavier sound, because I'm into hard rock. It means that for my solos I needed a little bit more of an aggressive sound, so I had that put into my guitar, the Seymour Duncan dual blade pickup. So in terms of whether you have single coils or humbuckers, I think with, and different types of pickups, I'm not going to get into everything here, but you might see lipstick pickups, for example, or a lipstick pickup on a Fender Tele, a Telecaster, and we looked at Daniel Donato recently playing his Tele, so you'll see it on that. But you'll generally have, more of a crunchy, I'd say that on my Fender Strat, I've still got the original pickups on there, but I changed the bridge pickup to the dual blade pickup for that heavier humbucker sound. But on that Fender, I've got that original middle pickup and neck pickup. So it means that I've still got the option to have that more rounded sound, and that is something that I use for clean tones, any kind of picking. If I'm recording, I go to my Fender Strat. That is my go-to, as I just said, for that kind of middle pickup, that middle range, the rounded sound that just works really well on clean tones, I think, but also a little bit crunchy. I think I've lost a little bit of that on my original Fender because I've now gone to that humbucker, but in my other guitars, for example, the Steve Vai signature gem, that's just humbucker central, so you're not going to get that Fender sound from that, but you can get really aggressive with your tones if you want to, as you can imagine with Steve Vai, and having lots of sustain on each of the notes that you're playing, so it's great for that. And my other Ibanez, my Geo, that's got a pretty good sound at the neck pickup, so it just depends really what kind of sound you want to get. I mean, again, we're talking about humbuckers on the Geo as well, and that's pretty much, I do go to the Tele for more crunchy kind of tones, so it's always going to be something that is going to change from one person to the next, the kind of tones they like, the pickups they like. But I would say that if I was playing bluesy rock, then I would probably go for a single coil pickup every time and just dial in a little bit of distortion on the amp, and that'll give me that crunchy sound that I want. And just talking about the Performer Series Strat that I've got as well, you'll probably see that a lot of the analysis videos that I do where I'm looking at somebody who's a bluesy player and is playing either rhythm and blues or just rock and blues, but not necessarily hard rock or heavier genres getting into metal. That's when I use the Performer Series Strat for those single coils, and you'll hear that I've got the amp dialed in, or the tone dialed in with the amp, which is the Fender amp that I use, the Mustang amp. So that's what I have. The Fender amp and the Fender Performer Series Strat is what I use for the single coils for that bluesy rock sound. So yeah, I agree with you with that with Steve there on that comment that was made. Anyway, thank you for that, Steve. Like I said, it's one of those things that I could talk about for ages, tones and guitars and pickups, but we will move on because there's been another donation from Deborah in the PayPal window. Thank you for this, Deborah, and it's for £2, and thank you for that. The message is, Paul Brown wants to know if you like ZZ Top and Spike the Likes. So thank you for that, Deborah, and yes, of course, well, I say of course, you might not have seen my ZZ Top analysis video or my ZZ Top cover that I did, and generally when I do a cover, it means that I have listened to the band quite a lot, and I've probably listened to the song that I'm covering quite a lot, so it's a little bit easier for me to do covers of songs that I know quite well. And yeah, that was certainly the case in that particular cover that I did, and that was Give Me All Your Lovin', by the way. So yes, I do like ZZ Top, and I always find it amusing to look back to their earlier gigs and their earlier shows where they weren't quite as, actually, they were nowhere near as hairy as they are now. So, and as hairy as they have been throughout their careers, known for, yeah, the facial hair growth. But anyway, so yeah, it's always funny to look back at the early days where, they look so different. But anyway, thank you for that, Deborah, and also Paul for that question. And I'm just going to scroll up as well because Francis has donated £3.48. So thank you for that. And the message is, hey Phil, how is your golfing coming along? So, and let me scroll down to that message. Thank you for that. And it's coming along okay. I'm not really spending a huge amount of time practicing. I think it's one of those things that in order to get really good, you need to be practicing it every day for multiple hours. And this is something that I noticed, I think it was Bryson DeChambeau or something like that. I know that that's his name, or at least that's in the ballpark of his name. I don't watch a lot of golf. I just really enjoy playing it. And I'm pretty sure his first name's Bryson. It's one of those names that we don't have here in the UK. It's not a common name, but he had just played his round at the competition, and I can't remember which one it was. It's quite a while ago, but he then went out on the driving range for 6 hours after his round. So he's already played for 3 or 4 hours, and then he goes out on the driving range for another 6 hours. So I think it's very much like guitar in terms of you can just spend hours and hours and hours and hours practicing because it's such a technical thing to try and get down and become better at. And I think, fingers crossed, whenever I think I'm getting better at golf or I think I'm starting to understand it, I don't know until I go out and play. And I think everybody can have a really good session at the driving range and think that you've sussed it. And then you go out on the range. If anything, you can strike the ball too well and you start hitting it into hazards that you have never hit them in before because now you're striking the ball too well and you're adding maybe 10 or 20 yards to your previous shots that you could do, and sure enough that extra 10 or 20 yards is where the water starts and then you go into there and have to take a drop. So yeah, I mean, I will probably, if the weather continues to be really nice here and I can find a little bit of time, then I will maybe get out there, try, and rather than get to the driving range, that's something that you can spend maybe half an hour or an hour doing. So you can maybe squeeze that in. So a little bit of time off during a day, maybe during the I don't know, maybe a Monday or Thursday, the admin days that I have, I can maybe squeeze something in there. But in terms of getting a round in, I will hopefully get out there very soon if the weather continues. But you could say it's actually too hot to play. It's 33 degrees today. Hopefully things will change. And I think certainly if you play golf here in the UK, if the weather is good, you've got to get out there, because before you know it, it's going to be rainy and windy, and sometimes the course will be closed because it'll be waterlogged. So yeah, make hay while the sun shines in terms of playing golf. But thank you for that donation. And I just want to mention Richard Totoro Porker has donated £3 as well, so thank you for that, Richard. Just scrolling down, and the message is in memory of Robbie Steinhardt of the band Kansas, who recently passed away. So thank you for that, Richard, for the donation, but also for that message as well. And I mean, what a legendary band, Kansas. Well, just in general, I mean, I know that you guys have probably seen the cover that I did, and I mean, you've probably seen it multiple times on these live streams as well. But yeah, I mean, Carry On Wayward Son is one of those songs that I think everybody knows, and it's one of those songs that even if you don't know the band Kansas, you know that song because it's just an absolute classic. But anyway, thank you for that, Richard, and that message about Robbie sadly passing away recently. Thank you as well. I can see in that super chat window we've had a couple of donations, so thank you for that, Kate, the $20 donation. And that is a straight up donation without a message, so thank you for that. And Carla has donated $4.99. Thank you for that. And the message is, would you consider leaving your channel if the right band asked you to be in the band? If so, what band would you jump ship for? With a smiley face. So thank you for that, Carla. And I think, I mean, being an independent musician and joining other bands, it would be difficult for me to value whether playing for a band, it depends what their deal is. With my music, I own it all. So it means that when I make a CD sale, I receive all of that money. Obviously, a section of that goes into postage, but I receive all that. So same thing for any merchandise sales. Once, obviously, Teespring or Spring.com, they have a percentage that they take. And once they've taken the percentage, the rest then comes to me. And it's not getting filtered through multiple people to do with the record label. It just all comes to me. So financially, it means that it's a lot easier for me to do what I'm doing now, because I've only got to sell, I mean, 5%, if that, of a touring band in order to make the same money as a touring band would. And if I joined another band, it means that I don't own any of their songs. So every time I'm performing a song, or any time that a song of theirs sells, I'm not making any money. So if I was going out, I mean, it might be great to play on tour. And this is the thing, again, something that might be a little bit difficult for people who don't know about the music industry and haven't been in bands in the past. They might not know how the music industry works, and they might think that joining a band and now being on tour is a great thing to be doing. They assume you're going to be making loads of money. But if you're on tour and you're not playing songs that you own, you're not going to get any performance royalties on those. You don't get any publishing rights, obviously. You don't get any revenue for that. You don't get any royalties from playing them. You don't get any royalties from the sales. So you're very much just jumping on somebody else's ship, and you might have your expenses paid for, obviously, hotels, that kind of stuff. But it's not a payout. So it means that when you get home, you've still got the same bills that you had to begin with, but now you haven't made any money. So yeah, it's very difficult. I mean, the best case scenario it would be for me to keep doing what I'm doing here, and maybe if there's a tour of the UK, for example, places that I can go and venues that I can go to in London. Obviously, London's very close to me, so it's very easy to go there. But if there was a band who were touring London and they asked me to join in on a few songs or help them out that way, I haven't got a problem with that. And especially if it's for a band that I'm a big fan of anyway, such as, you know, Winger and Whitesnake, all those kinds of bands that are hard rock, that I have listened to in the past, then I would do that for free anyway. I would just turn up and play. If they want me to join in with the song, then great. But yeah, in terms of going out on tour and now traveling to different countries, it means that, yeah, I'd be stopping. I'd do everything here, and I wouldn't be able to send out my own album. Like if I get album request or album sales, I'm doing all that myself. So say for example, one day I get 10 album orders on the website and I'm on tour for 3 months, those people won't get their CDs. And then I've got to think, right, am I playing for my own music and my own artistry, or am I playing for somebody else? And I think even though it would be great to play with bands that I am big fans of, I know that they are exactly like I am. They're just making a living from their music or attempting to make a living from their music. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I am doing that at the moment. So I would think it would be great just to get involved on a few gigs. But in terms of touring with another band, I've got my own musical thing that I'm doing. So I think realistically, those two things can't coexist. I would have to forget all of my songs, all of my album sales, all of my royalties, publishing for my own music, and just forget about all that and literally jump into this other band. But then once that band's over, what do I have? I would have to try and build up things on YouTube again. So yeah. I think I'll just keep on going. I don't think there's a lot wrong with what I'm doing at the moment. As they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it certainly isn't broken at the moment. Like I said, the album sales are still going through regularly. And yeah, I know that, you know, I can keep surviving on the album sales and the revenue that I get from royalties on YouTube as well from my own music. So yeah, it's all fine at the moment. But anyway, thank you, Carla, for that. So I am open to any bands that might be playing close to me, but I'm not going to jump ship from what I do here because I enjoy the Tuesday live streams, the Saturday live streams, and I enjoy what I do on the channel. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. I don't think I'd have done about, 1,500 videos if I didn't enjoy doing it, because you'd think after probably about 500, oh, I'm getting a bit tired of this now, getting a bit bored. So yeah, I enjoy doing it, and it might be the case that you jump ship to a band and then you don't actually get on with them very well personally. So then you're now on tour with maybe a guy or two guys that you're not really clicking with socially, and you've left something that you enjoy doing and now you might not enjoy doing something. So yeah, there are so many things to factor in. But anyway, thank you, Carla, for that very interesting question. It took me a very long time to answer it, but thank you for it. And thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. 189 likes. And I haven't even put up on screen what we're aiming for. I'm just going to check what we should be aiming for. And it is 280, I do believe. That is what Carla has let me know. She's let me know what it is. So I'll let you guys know that it's 280. And let me try and find what it says. It's 285. And that is from Saturday. So the Tuesday live streams and the Saturday live streams are two separate live streams. So let's get this one to Tuesday, which is 280. And there we have it. So that means we are looking for, that was almost going to be easier for me to work out. Is it going to be 85? No, that can't be right. 85. It's going to be like 83 if it's 197. So we're looking for, and now 82. We're looking for 82 likes. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up, making the maths a little bit more difficult for me while I was trying to figure it out. But we're now looking for 82 people to hit that thumbs up to have a pick roulette next week on next Tuesday's live stream. But also, just so you guys know, we are going to be having another pick roulette tonight, so stay tuned for that. And let's have a look at the vote for tonight's cover video, because it looks like Free Falling is in the lead at 62%. So at the moment, the vote is between A Design for Life and Free Falling, and Free Falling is winning at 62%. So vote for the cover that you'd like to see. I was going to say a little bit later on, but it's already 20-1, and this is probably because of the questions. And I mean, we had one that was related to guitars and pickups and sounds, and another one about touring. So yeah, some very long answers. So we will move forward very quickly. Deborah has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Deborah. And the message is, it's okay, Phil. We love you just the way you are. So thank you for that. And as I just said, I will be sticking around for the foreseeable future. And Charles has donated £17.53. So thank you for that, Charles, as well. It's a straight up donation. I just scroll down so you guys can see that. And there's no message with it, but thank you guys for all of the donations tonight. And Maria has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, thanks for all you do for us, and no problem whatsoever. So thank you for that, Maria. And Jeannie has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Jeannie. And the message is, I can't see you joining another band. I do see wings of Pegasus soaring higher and higher. Rock with a heart, some rock horns, I think, and maybe a cup of tea or coffee and a guitar, it looks like. So thank you for that, Jeannie. The symbols are very small on the screen, so I can just about make out what they are, so hopefully that is correct. So just to mention that we are going to be having that pick roulette, and we have one picture to look at later as well. And I think because it's already 20 to 1, I'm going to have to start moving things along in the live stream tonight. So we might be jumping straight into the cover. And it looks like it's going to be free falling. I know that a design for life has been requested quite a lot recently. So what we'll do is, if everyone requests a design for life on Saturday, then we will have a look at that. I know that there were a few requests for free falling over on Patreon, so that's why I just picked the 2 that have been requested most. So if there are a lot of requests on Saturday for a design for life, then we'll look at it then. But because I started the poll tonight, everyone's had their say, so I'm going to end the poll and we'll see what the percentages are. It looks like free falling is in the lead at the moment. And another thing, just to mention this, is that with the cartoons that I do and occasionally show them here on the live streams, I had a quick look into the company that I used to use, or at least the software that I used to use, which is called GoAnimate, and they've now changed into another company. And unfortunately, all of the animations and the characters that I used to use many years ago don't exist anymore. So, because I was thinking that I've got so many real life stories of just ridiculous things that you wouldn't believe. I've done 4 of those so far, and the 5th one I'm not sure that I can find on my old computer. So I was thinking about maybe making another one, obviously when I have less time. But I was thinking, if I knew the software still exists, then I could go and do that. But they've changed it, which means that I'd have to make new characters. And the new characters now have legs. And that's... and arms. I can't remember if the other cartoons had arms. They definitely didn't have legs. So I'd have to remake the animation, not the animations, but the characters. The animations, I think, are all still there. So again, just to let you guys know that I might do another cartoon in the future. But I have a lot of things that I need to get done before that, and probably top of the list at the moment is this posters thing and finding pictures. But the voices are still there on that particular animation software, so it means that my voice will still be accurate. It just means that I look a little bit more, well, I've still got the potential to have the long hair and the headband, but my face will look a little bit different. I think they've gone more in a kind of realistic animation kind of direction with the business model, and have basically made the animations more for business, you know, seminars and all that kind of stuff, for showing graphs and all that kind of stuff. But I can just manipulate it for my own ends if I'm going to be doing that in the future. But anyway, just to let you guys know that I was looking at that the other day, just when I had a spare 5 minutes. But let's jump into the, just because I was blabbering on there, I missed what the vote was, and I'm going to scroll up so all you guys are going to see your comments. Just in reverse, and it was 61% for free falling. So thank you guys for that, just for voting, and we will try and find that on the screen here somewhere. And I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock.
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl. She's crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. And it's a long day living in Reseda, and there's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. And I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling. All the vampires walking through the valley move west and down Ventura Boulevard. And all the bad boys standing in the shadows, and the good girls are home with broken hearts. And I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling. I wanna glide down over Mulholland. I wanna write her name in the sky. I'm gonna free fall out into nothing. I'm gonna leave this world for a while. And I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling. And I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free
And there we have it. That was my cover of Free Fallin'. Thank you guys for voting for that one. I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, just talking with you guys in the live chat room, and Mary, who asked me whether my arm was all right or my shoulder, and that's because I had the second vaccine on Saturday. And yes, my arm's back to normal now, which is great. And definitely I was having protein every about 3.5 hours, and I think pretty much by Sunday night it was starting to feel better, so that was good. It did continue into Monday a little bit, but then now is all good. So I even did a little bit of exercise earlier, even though it has been 33 degrees. The exercise is something that I'm determined to keep going, because I think well, I know that the longer I don't exercise, the worse things start to feel. You can start getting aches in your back, and in like for example, playing guitar, you might get an ache in your wrist. And I've never really realized before how, when I haven't been exercising for any length of time, how obviously the strength of the joints degenerate and the muscles degenerate to the point where they start aching and you start getting aches and pains. So I thought, right, I've just got to keep up the exercise so that I can function normally and not have something that is definitely a thing that pops up from stopping exercise is like back pain and little tweaks in your back that you might get. Because when I'm exercising, you kind of take it for granted that all of your muscles are obviously used to being overloaded. So walking around isn't anything for the body because it's used to being overloaded. Just walking and supporting its own weight is fine because it's now used to supporting more than its own weight and having to deal with that. So yeah, certainly as soon as I've started exercising, I'm about, I think, 6 weeks into it now, and I generally do about 8 weeks, maybe 10 weeks. Because I had such a long time off, maybe I'll go for 10 weeks, I don't know. But it's amazing as well how quickly everything starts to come back. And that works with muscle mass as well. When I hadn't exercised for a very long time, so it meant that obviously I lost a lot of lean muscle, and I think in about 6 weeks, that's how long it's taken to get most of the muscle mass back. And I think in another 4 weeks, I'll probably be back to where I would be after all of my training previously. So yeah, it doesn't take too long to come back when you've already built up your muscles in the past. And this is something that you'll hear bodybuilders talk about, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as well, saying he was kind of the best of the best back in the day, or some people would say of all time bodybuilding. But he would say that once you've stopped working out and then you go back to it, you have a muscle memory where your muscles can now get back to the size they were previously a lot quicker than somebody starting from scratch, because it's almost like the muscle remembers the size it got to and you're reminding it, and then it goes, oh, let me get back to the level of hypertrophy that I had previously. And that is certainly something that does happen. I find that, yeah, it's almost like a cheat, that all you need to do is work out for between 6 and 10 weeks. If you've worked out before, then you will be able to top yourself up to get back into the shape you were. Obviously, I think staying lean, I always stay lean. So it means that if I am starting to work out and put on any muscle, it shows very quickly because there's no kind of fat getting in the way of the muscle. Whereas, people who maybe have worked out and then they have a lot higher fat percentage and then they work out again, you won't see the definition come back from that. The size will come back, but you won't necessarily see, the muscle fibers or the veins. So yeah, it's something that if you put on weight, it's going to be more difficult to see the definition, but then you can just cut down and then the muscles will still be there. But anyway, yeah, this is something I definitely want to keep up with the exercise, just to avoid the aches and pains that come without doing any exercise. So anyway, thank you for the donations in that super chat window. I can see them going through. And Mike has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Mike. And the message is, if you live in a town with no music scene, how do you start one? So thank you for that, Mike. And I don't know. That's the problem, because especially now with people not really going out anyway because of COVID. But I mean, starting a music scene means original music, independent music, songwriters, singer-songwriters. And people don't generally go out to watch original music here in England, especially in the south of England around London, because there are so many bands that, there are so many venues that book bands without checking them beforehand, and there are so many bands that just aren't very good and make a noise, and people don't want to go out and just see people doing something that they could do themselves. They want to watch a band who have put some time into just honing their craft and seeing something either original or something that is an original take on something that's come before, or just a great band who are tight, and all of these things that I point out in the analysis videos, that's what you want to see from a live band. But unfortunately, venues, when I was gigging and still booking now bands, or not with COVID, but just before COVID, booking bands and not checking them out first. So they could be, they could be good, or they could be really bad. They could even have a lot of swearing in their set. This is something that I've experienced before, because we were seen as a heavier band, Wings of Pegasus being hard rock, and nowadays people don't really see Bon Jovi, for example, as a heavy band, like heavy metal or any kind of blasphemous lyrical content. They see Bon Jovi as something that kids can listen to. So when we were seen as heavier music, we'd get booked with death metal bands, heavy metal bands, where they are swearing all the time. And of course, people walk out. They don't want to hear that. And especially not for a mainstream audience on a Friday night in London. So the bands that would support us emptied the venue for us. So then when we go on to headline, there's nobody there to play to. So that's the problem with trying to have a live music scene, is the venues have to research the acts. There's got to be some kind of quality level. And then it's about promotion. This is another thing that promoters, I don't know why they're called promoters, because they don't promote. They don't do anything. They leave it up to the bands to try and get people down to the gigs. They always say, bring 20 people, bring 30 people. That is a condition of being booked, is that you buy the tickets in advance, and then you bring a minimum of 20 people or 30 people. The promoters aren't doing anything. The promoters should be promoting the event to bring in 20 or 30 people per band. So that's the problem with that. So in terms of starting up a live scene, I don't know how you would do that nowadays, because it's got such a bad reputation, live music, and promoters as well have got such a bad reputation that, yeah, it's going to be very difficult to start it up. I think the only way that you could start it up is by already having some kind of draw, such as a YouTube channel and something where you could promote it online, in order to say, look, everyone, we're going to be in this location at that time, it's going to be this gig, and here are the websites and the YouTube channels, for example, of the 3 or 4 bands that are going to be playing on the night. So people can check out the bands, and they can check out whether they're good or bad, whether they like the music or not, and then they can decide to come down and watch them. So not having that kind of setup beforehand and trying to just set up a gig that nobody knows about and nobody knows the bands that are playing, then it's going to be impossible to get anybody along to that. So yeah, you need some kind of promotion that's happened beforehand. And of course, this is what happens with signed bands, is they've already got singles and albums out there, and they go out to promote the album, and generally they've been out to TV shows to promote the album, and now they promote the tour to get people to come and watch it. And just for independent bands who don't have the luxury of the money behind them or going on TV, they don't have that ability to promote it and get people to come down to their gigs, and that's why it's going to be impossible for unsigned bands and independent bands to get any kind of large venues or even half decent venues that are run professionally booked in. So yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, that's something that I'm sure if I put a lot of time into it, that maybe something could start, but I think it's a lot better for people to really get their foot in the music door online. And when I say the music door, I'm not talking about the industry door. I'm talking about getting your foot in the door to sell your music, to point people in the direction of your website, where you earn the rights. You own the rights. You've earned the rights by writing music yourself and just getting it out there on the internet, but you own your music. So every time one person buys an album, you receive all of that money, because then you can start to just continue to maybe make money, enough money to continue as a band without ever having to get a record label involved, because as soon as a record label gets involved, you'll be giving away 90% or 95% or sometimes even more than that of every album sales. Sometimes you'll be giving away 100% of your album sales. So it means that you're earning zero. And if you're an independent artist, you sell one album, you've now earned more money than a signed band. So it makes sense for me just to put in the hard work, try and get yourselves out there, and maintain your publishing rights, and you'll start to earn so little money to keep going. You don't have to sell millions of albums. If a band sells 100,000 albums, if you sell 5,000 albums, you've earned the same amount of money as, well, you've probably earned more money than the people in the band who are selling 100,000 albums. So yeah, you don't even have to sell 5,000 albums to be making your music full time. But anyway, thank you for that, Mike. Again, a really long answer to that question, so apologies for that. We will jump into the pick roulette in a second. We have 29 likes in order to get to the target for the pick roulette, so keep on hitting that thumbs up if you do get a chance to do that. It'd be much appreciated. It helps the whole live stream, the whole channel to grow as a whole as well, so thank you. There's a lot of things that were on the whole there, but it is great on the whole if you hit that thumbs up, so thank you guys for doing that. And Desi has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is Jason Bonham announced a tour this fall. If he asked you to the gig, would you play guitar? Thanks. With, I think there's some rock horns in there, but it's like a yellow on yellow, so I can't quite make that out, and a heart. So thank you for that, Desi. And certainly if there are or are London dates that he asked me to play at, then yes, I would play that, of course. You guys probably know from when Buck was on the channel, and even before that, Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult, he invited me down just backstage to hang out with Blue Oyster Cult and himself, just to catch up there. That was a few years ago now, but Buck's on the channel, as you guys will know, under the spotlight. But also we did a little bit of an interview for The Symbol Remains, their latest album. So yeah, this is something that, yeah, if I get invited down to something, of course I'll go down there. And especially London is local to me, so it means that it's easy for me to attend any events in London. Other places in the UK, especially up north like Manchester and Liverpool, are a bit too far away in order for me to get there. So yeah, London dates are the best for me. And also, there was going to be a gig in London that The Warning were going to do. They're going to travel over, and this is before COVID, but then COVID happened, so unfortunately that was cancelled. But yeah, I was due to be involved with that, and if that happens in the future again, and if I get asked to keep that involvement, then yeah, I'll do that as well. And I'll always, if there is an event going on and I miss out a night here on YouTube, I'll always take pictures, and those will be over on Patreon as well. I'll upload those, and maybe I could take a video and upload it to YouTube as well, just to give you guys an idea of what I'm up to and where I am if I'm ever leaving this place, going to any venues with bands. But anyway, thank you for that, Desi. And Ginny has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Ginny. The message is, Phil, crazy question. Joe Walsh said if he knew how often he would have to sing one of his song, he never would you ever feel like that? So thank you for that, Ginny. And I think this was a question that came up in the last live stream. I said that I don't think I'd get bored of singing my own songs. It just depends. I think that I'm of the opinion now that there's other artists, of course, who have been playing the same songs for many, many, many years, and especially if they've got a break when they were younger and they were well known, maybe in their 20s. When they're getting into their 50s and 60s, it means that, yeah, they've been playing the same songs for like 40 years. Whereas myself, I haven't really been playing the songs, night in, night out for, 20, 30 or 40 years. If I did start to have to do that, I don't think I'd get bored of doing that, because it hasn't been a 20 or 30 year period yet. So yeah, ask me after doing it night after night after night for a very long time, in 20 or 30 years, then I'll be able to give you the answer. But I don't think I'd get bored of doing it. So yes, I don't think I'd feel like that. So, anyway, thank you for that, Ginny. And the message is, or there's another donation of $5, and the message is, Phil's song was live spin good to me. Sorry for the blank in the question. So thank you for that. And I think I got the vibe of the question about one particular song. That would you might get bored of, but I don't think that would be the case. But like I said, I'll have to until you're in their shoes, you never know what your own view will be after doing it for so many years. But anyway, thank you for those donations, Ginny. And let's jump into, first of all, just the picture for tonight. So let's get the background up on screen, because we've had just one picture that has been uploaded today. And this is from Bev. So thank you for this one, Bev, and showing the Wings of Pegasus tumbler. And you can see that Bev doesn't let anything stop her from uploading the picture of the tumbler. As we can see, I'm sure, myself and everyone in that live chat room is wishing you well with recovery. But like I said, nothing can keep Bev down. So here we have the Wings of Pegasus tumbler. Thank you so much for uploading that picture. And that is the only picture for tonight, guys. So keep those pictures uploading to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you do use Facebook, type that into the search bar and you'll be able to find the group where you can upload your pictures of any merchandise that you have. But also, this is where a lot of the live chat room hang out between the live streams. So you can pop in there, have a look at some of the posts. So thank you also to Carla and Vince for linking me to the pictures that are uploaded to that Facebook group. So thank you for that. And let's jump into the pick roulette. Right, we're going to have to really move things along. It's 1:05 here in the morning. And we're 11 more likes is what we're looking for, 269. So we'll do the pick roulette now, maybe within the next 5 minutes. While we're doing this pick roulette, we might find 11 more people in that live chat room to hit the thumbs up, and then we'll have another pick roulette next week. So then we'll have that rush of typing I agree in the live chat room, hopefully, fingers crossed. So let's jump into Tuesday night's pick roulette. Good luck, everybody, and I'll see you in a second. Rock! So here we have it. There's the wheel, and the t-shirts you can see are marked by the hearts. If we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette. But let's give the wheel a shuffle 5 times, as always. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me pick my top tip to win tonight. Tom G. There we go. Tom G going through. Good luck, everybody. Let's give the wheel a spin and see who's gonna win. And there we have it. So lots of names on the wheel tonight, and Tom G is my tip. Obviously I haven't got that right yet, but we will see what happens. It's starting to slow down. I can't see Tom's name yet, but who have we got? We've got the t-shirt going through. Deborah there. Oh, Tom G, so close. Yet so far we've missed it, but Paula's going through. Cats in Hats. Lisa. Is it going to get as far as Kevin? We had almost a monopoly on Lisa's there, but Kevin, it looks like Kevin is going to be our winner for tonight. So congratulations to Kevin for winning the Wings of Pegasus signed pick. And I'm sure, as Kevin knows, if you can let yourself be known, Kevin, to Carla in the live chat room, that would be great, so everything can get organised. And by the way, if you're not in the live chat room, guys, in the pick roulette, when we do the spin, you have to be in the live chat room when we are doing the pick roulette, so that everything can get organised for Carla to send you the Wings of Pegasus signed pick. So congratulations to Kevin, and commiserations to everybody else on the wheel tonight. But as I always say, there's always the next pick roulette, which in this case is going to be Saturday night. So make sure that you tune in to Saturday night's live stream to double your chances of winning, because we do this on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night. If we hit the the pick roulette likes goal, which we are 6 away from at the moment. So let me attempt to get everything back on screen as normal, and there we have it. So we are 7, or we were 6, now we're 7. Somebody's done a double click, but we are 7 away, and now we're 6 away again from the target of 280 for tonight. So what we'll do, this could end up in having a bit of a rush if we do find 6 people in that live chat room to hit that thumbs up. Let's just have a little look into the live chat room, as I haven't been in there again tonight. Lisa, and we have Sans Dolphin, Brian, and Lucy, and Jennifer in there, and Tom G says he picked me. I feel like I won. So, congratulations, Tom G, for me picking your name. Obviously, it's totally random, but this is the thing. This is why I like the live streams. I get to interact with you guys in a live setting, which you can't do on the analysis videos when they're just uploaded. And I do see the comments and read the comments, but it's great to see you guys live on the Tuesday nights and Saturday nights. So Tom G, commiserations. I probably put the kiss of death on you by choosing your name. But again, congratulations to Kevin. And Desi is just going through now, saying give it a little more time, please, with capital letters. So we're looking for 5 more people. That is it. And let's see what else is going on. We're already getting a few I agrees in there. So some people are feeling confident that we're going to hit this target. We're looking for 4 more people. And there are more agrees, I agrees going through. So we're still looking for 4 more people, so we still might not make it. What's the time? It's 10 past 1 here. Okay, so the plan of action is, first of all, let me just address the super chat donations that have come in, because Chai Lover has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, that's why Peter Grant was a genius, having Led Zeppelin release albums only rock with a couple of rock horns there. So thank you for that donation and that little message in there as well. And let me just get into the PayPal window as well, because there is a donation to have a look at there. We had Charles's donation, which I believe that I got as far as, but I'll do that again. That was £17.53, so thank you for that, Charles. And just scrolling up, Erica has donated £31.56. So thank you very much for that kind donation, Erica. And the message is, stay chill out in that UK heat wave, with lots of pictures there. We've got icicle. Is that an icicle or a snowflake? One of the two. And then a snowman, and then another snowflake, and a guitar, and some rock horns. So thank you for that, Erica. And just scrolling up, because there's been another donation that's come in from James. Thank you for this, James, and it's a donation for £14.02. So thank you for that. And the message is, love your music and message. So thank you for that, James. And talking of my music, let's have a little look over on Patreon to see what has been requested over there. We had That's Metal that we opened the live stream with tonight. So thank you for just requesting that over there and mentioning it. And 284 likes. We have made it. So you can keep on hitting that thumbs up. And everyone's typing I agree now. So what I'll do is, just in case you haven't seen this before, I'm sure that you can see in that comment section how everyone is doing it. But we type @ and then Carla Murray in order to tag Carla in the comment, because that means that you can or she can see your comment in that live chat window, because Carla goes through all of them, just going through, making a note of the names. So I'll click on that, because her name does pop up when you start to tag her with the @ Carla Murray, and then you type I agree. I do lots of exclamation marks, just I don't know why, but then that'll come through the live chat room, and you guys will be able to see that and copy it if you don't know how to get your name on the Wings of Pegasus Pick Roulette next Tuesday, to give it its official long title. Anyway, let's jump into Patreon to have a look at what we've had requested over there. There's We Can Fall Down from Marilyn. We haven't had that one in a while, so maybe we should have that one. And Constantia as well, I just noticed, is We Can Fall Down. Let me scroll down to see if there's any more. We've got a bit of a mix here tonight. So, I mean, lots of that's metals. That's why we started with that one. But let's have a little look at We Can Fall Down. And this is going to be probably the live version. I haven't done a lyric video version. Again, something that I can do when I have less time. But I will try to find the live version of We Can Fall Down, which should be coming up next. And I hope you guys enjoy this. By the way, Carl, thank you for that donation of $5. The message is, cross the pond, or pizza, or Chinese. No Mackie D's, please. So thank you for that, Carl. And I can't promise anything in terms of no Mackie D's. But yeah, pizza, Chinese. At the moment, not that I would order fast food at this time of night, but if I had to order something, it'd probably be pizza. I think I'd go for pizza now. Anyway, thank you for that, Carl. And this is going to be my song called We Can't Fall Down, the live version of it. I hope you enjoy it. And type I agree in the live chat room because it's almost the end of the live stream. So go for it. Last call for the I agrees, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
What am I supposed to be? I gotta
And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That's my song called We Can Fall Down. And you can pick up the album version of that song over at the website wingsofpegasus.com/music if you want to check it out there. So, just looking into the live chat room, thank you guys for typing I agree. It's going to be the last call for those I agrees now because we're just coming to the end of the live stream. And by the way, the Mackie D's thing, I could see that, I think it was Laurie who said, what's at Mackie D's? So maybe over in the USA, do you say McD's? Because here in England, we call, well, it's like Mackie D's, McDonald's. It's still, this is something that I always find a little bit weird, that we use a short, it's almost like abbreviating the word and making it shorter, like calling it Mackie D's has the same amount of syllables in as McDonald's. So it's not shortened, but we call it Mackie D's as a shortening of it, but it's not shortened at all. And when I was at university, here's the ultimate in shortenings that don't work. There's a drink that I don't drink. I don't know a lot about drinks, but there was the most popular drink at university was a snake bite. And I think it was, I know that it was lager. It was mostly lager, but it had like blackcurrant, kind of like juice or squash or something in it. So they put in the blackcurrant and then they added in the lager, and it's almost like a fruity lager drink. Anyway, it's called a snake bite, and the abbreviated name for it was a snaky bee. So somebody would say, "Oh, do you want a snaky bee?" And snaky bee is 3 syllables, and a snake bite is 2 syllables. So the abbreviated term for it was longer than saying the actual words. Anyway, these funny things that happen with our language, I just find it amusing. Same thing with Mackie D's, but Mackie D's is just, I guess, a term that we use here in the UK. Maybe it's not used anywhere else in the world. So that's why I said it. We always call it that here in England. And the Carla's just come in. Oh, hang on, let me go up a little bit because Desi has donated $5. Thank you for that, and says we just say McDonald's. Yep, same here pretty much. But if I said McDonald's a lot, then maybe I throw in a Mackie D's here or there. And Carla has donated $1.99 and says Mickey D's. So is that what you say, a Mickey? It's not McDonald's, it's McDonald's, like MC, not M-I-C. So maybe you guys say Mickey D's. That can't be right, surely not. But anyway, we call it Mackie D's because of McDonald's. Anyway, that's just how we say it. Unless you guys say McDonald's. Mick, do you pronounce MC as Mick over in the USA? I don't know, that's something that you can maybe tell me in the live chat room or at some point in the future. And anyway, here's we haven't spoken about hair for quite a while on the live streams, but here's some hair related news. I do have a haircut tomorrow, and watching that last video of performing We Can Fall Down live, I know that recently my haircuts have been really layered, which means, you guys obviously must know what layering means, where you take out a lot of hair so that your hair falls flatter, like this. As you can see, it doesn't really go out of the sides very much. So I'm wondering, you can see as it gets further down, it starts to go out even further because the layering doesn't happen lower down. So I'm thinking whether I should let the size grow a little bit more to get a little bit more volume there. Maybe it's been over, what did I just call it? Overlayered. We will see. It might be a decision that I'll make tomorrow when I'm having my hair cut. But never fear, because whenever I have my hair cut, sometimes I don't mention it because I know people say, oh no, don't have your hair cut. But for all intents and purposes, people don't notice when I've had a haircut because I just have the same cut every time, and then it's just 6 weeks growth, have the same haircut, 6 weeks growth. But I'm thinking about maybe, I know it's a dangerous game to play of just having more volume, but I might go for a little bit more volume. I do not know. But anyway, I'll let you guys know. at some point, well, probably tomorrow night, you'll be able to see what happens. It's not going to be any more volumized than this because obviously you can't add hair, but I mean, just maybe 6 weeks into the future. But anyway, and just having a quick look into the live chat room, I can see that Steve says, no, do not cut your hair. You might lose your strength like Samson. Thank you for that, Steve. And you won't notice the haircut, I'm sure. Well, I've told you now, so you will be looking out for it. But so far, I haven't lost my strength, so fingers crossed it will be okay. So let me, I'm just going to have a quick little look down. Donna says, I recommend letting the layers grow out. It looks very nice with more volume. But then I think Lisa says, Carla is correct. Laugh out loud. Get layers. So, okay, it's going to be 50-50 as to what happens. I'll just see how I feel tomorrow. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight for the very kind donations. And, oh, by the way, Patricia sent in a donation over on PayPal. So thank you for that, Patricia. And the message is, it's a £2.25 pence donation. Thank you for that. The message is, Phil, you need to be cloned. Loved the cover. Stay hydrated, eat your protein, and get some rest. Cheers. So thank you for that, Patricia. And just on the staying hydrated, look at that. I've got no water left, so you know it's hot when I drink all of the water in the live stream. And yeah, it definitely is hot, so I will stay hydrated as much as possible. And Lucy's just donated $14.99. Thank you for that, Lucy. The message is, someone originally started calling McDonald's this playful version of its name. People heard it and liked it, and its use spread. A poll was taken, 80% US calls it Mickey D's. Okay, thank you for that, Lucy. So that's cleared that up. I'm not sure of the reason why the person started saying Mickey D's. Maybe I guess maybe like Mickey Mouse. Maybe it's a playful play on Mickey Mouse and Mickey D's. I do not know. But yeah, here it's Mackie D's because of the MC being pronounced as Mac. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. And thank you guys for joining me tonight and for hitting that thumbs up. You can still do that in the future. It really does help this live stream to get out there and for the channel to grow as a whole. So I'm going to be back again tomorrow night with another analysis video, and then another live stream on Saturday night, another analysis video, by the way, on Friday night, as always. But thank you for joining me tonight. Stay as safe as possible, and thank you for typing I agree to get your names on that pick roulette wheel next week. A huge shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job in that live chat room, and a huge shout out to everyone who joined me tonight in that live chat room. Thank you guys for your company, and hopefully I'll have your company again on Saturday night where we do the same thing again. We have a new pick roulette wheel going on, and we'll see who will be the lucky winner then. But thank you guys for joining me. Stay as safe as possible. Follow your government's guidelines, all that kind of stuff. Wear your masks if that's what's being requested. And if you do have a chance to get yourselves vaccinated, I think that's definitely the way forward. Is certainly what has been said or been advised here in the UK. And we're definitely rolling out the vaccines at a high rate. I've already had both of mine, which is great. So follow everything as much as you can and stay as safe as possible. I will catch you guys at the next live stream, and hopefully you'll have a great week, and I will see you guys then. Rock!